lots of Aatrox, and I even reached Master recently just by playing Aatrox, of course, so I kinda wanna share you guys a more extended and longer Aatrox guide on how to do your combos, how to play in laning phase generally. This won't only be about combos, right? But there are some things you can also practice too, right? For example, when you Q someone, right, with your first Q, right? Usually with the edge, it's more likely that it will hit, right, than if you throw it in the middle. This is a thing probably everybody knows already, right? Now, what you can practice tool as well, right? You can click like this, right? And you can knock up the enemy champion with your Q, right? What you can also do, you can click like this as well. And so why would you do this? Why would you do this, right? In some matchups it's actually really important, right? But it generally helps you a lot, right? So your mouse should be on the enemy champion only if there isn't minion cover from your W, right? So if you are looking to W, of course you don't have to move your mouse close if you want to make it 100%, but you can also W from a close range and it will hit. Look, it goes in a straight line, right? So you can always like W Q from a closer range. That will look like it will make a little bit your combo faster, right? That's my opinion on it, right? So what you can practice in lane or in practice too, right? So people won't stay in a straight line, right? So when you Q, right? When you Q with your first Q, people are gonna walk inner if they can fight you, right? So if they walk inner, you gotta E backwards, right? And you gotta watch out on the movement of the enemy champion, right? If they walk inner, you can E backwards, and since your mouse is closer to you because you don't click like this, you click in front of you, which makes it easier to maneuver anywhere with your mouse around your champion. Now of course you can also increase your mouse speed. For me it's on 80, you can make it even faster, it's up to your preference of course, and this will generally help you a lot to space, right? I'm even gonna draw it in my screen. Q here, not here, right? You can W up close as well, so you can easier E in any type of directions you want to, right? Or backwards, any type of directions, right? Now what you can also do, it's really good to practice to it, right? When you Q, you always watch out on the movement of the enemy champion. For example, if you go sideways, you're gonna click sideways, right? And you should click on the ground and not on the champion, of course, that helps, right? And you can always, like, for example, say he moves sideways, then you're gonna click sideways as well, right? For example, like this, and he moves, you see with your eyes he's moving sideways, then you're gonna move sideways with your E as well, right? Or, for example, he moves on the other side, right? Then you're gonna Q and move down, right? Depends where the enemy champion is leaning towards. But when you Q, you gotta observe what's going on, right? You gotta Q and observe what the enemy champion does. If he moves in any direction, we're gonna move with our E in any type of direction. I already said this. If they don't, we're just gonna stay in one spot, because sometimes they won't move at all, right? There is a world where people don't move at all. Then we can just simply Q, follow with the W Q, auto attack E. Now of course there's a better way to gold drinker, right? So you can buffer your gold drinker in your Q animation. For example, you can do this, right? You can do it, look. I don't have target, yeah, I don't have it, right? So you can auto, right? You can auto, gold drinker E and auto again. You should ban auto, not Q, accidentally press Q, right? So you can like auto, gold drinker and auto again, right? That's really cool. Now it won't proc 2 times your passive, it's just I have the practice tool cooldown on it, right? Now what you can also do, you can also go for some type of disengaging combo. For example, you can do this, right? And you can clear minions and just disengage, or you can just simply like do this. Really interesting maneuver you can go for, right? Now also you can buffer gold drinker in your key animation. For example, you can do this, and you don't have to press gold drinker after your combo goes up, which means that your finger will be on a better spot. Your finger will be on your E or on something else it should be, right? So for example, I do this, I press this, and I buffer my gold drinker, right? I buffered it with my finger, right? And I don't have to press it after the Q, which means I can move in some direction, or I can just E in some direction, because my mouse is in a better spot to counter attack. So for example, if an ability is coming towards me, it's easier for me to press E if my finger is on my E instead of pressing button 3 for gold drinker, or button 2, button 1, whatever your finger is on right now, right? So that will help a lot with spacing. Now what else there is to practice, of course, right? Like gold drinker combos, right? You can always use your W in your E animation like this, right? You can also use your you can Q and you can E forward, right? But you can also use your Q in your E animation, right? You can like look, you can do this, right? Also, what you can do in your E animation, you can WQ as well at the same time, right? But you can't QW. You got the WQ. Look, like that. If you do it reverse, it won't work, right? Now also ultimate combos, right? Now one thing you gotta be patient with it, right? Often you don't wanna like upfront ultimate somebody, because if it's a Camille, she will just E out and wait out your ultimate, right? So you don't want to upfront ultimate into everything. Also, when you're chasing someone, the best Aatrox players, they don't rush their W, they don't rush their Q, you know. What they do is more than often they are being patient until it's more clear wherever you can actually hit your Q or not, right? So if you keep chasing somebody, they won't sidestep so well anymore, which means that it will be generally easier to connect your Q on them, right? Now are bots even sidestepping? No, bots are not really sidestepping. So let's see if bots are sidestepping. Okay, hello Lucian, do you sidestep? They sidestep a bit, right? They have some type of movement, right? But they don't really sidestep too well, they just walk in a straight line, right? So it's so easy to connect it, right? Now what else is there to work on? This is an important thing I actually wanted to show off, alternating your mouse in your Q. It's really important, right? But it's really important in between auto attacks as well, right? I'm gonna show you guys a great example just right now. So there is a thing, you can always dodge Urgot C if your mouse is in the correct position, and you can, which means you can CS more, you can poke more with your auto attack, right? Let me show you guys a really cool trick, right? There was like a game in my match history. Oh, this one actually. This will help you a lot generally against like Urgot C has 0.45 seconds cast time, which means it's kinda easy to react it if your mouse is in the correct spot, because Fiora players can always parry Urgot C, right? Urgot players don't even use their E against Fioras, right? But why can't they Aatrox just dash away, right? We can dash away if our mouse is in the correct spot. I'm gonna show it up just right now. Just right now. So in here I got level 1 cheese, I had to E start, right? And I wanted to limit test it as well. And in here the game starts out, right? And this will allow you to CS more, to poke a bit more with your auto attacks, but it's something you gotta practice with a friend, because so you get hang of it, you know? Like you gotta practice it with a friend, right? And there are some things you can dodge more easily if your mouse is in the correct spot, right? For example, you can dodge more easily a Camille E if your mouse is in the correct spot to E away, but if your mouse is on Camille, it's a bit harder, right? So for example, for me, my mouse was on Urgot, right? I auto-attacked him. So look, I commanded my champion to auto-attack him because of my passive, right? I commanded it, but my mouse wasn't on Urgot. When I was in the auto-attack animation, my mouse was downwards, right? It wasn't on Urgot, which allowed me to react in time to his E and just dash away, right? So we can see the skip. And you can kinda consistently do this. He's in front of me, I auto him, I'm in front of him, right? He is, right? So I don't predict it, I actually react it. I don't predict his E. It wasn't a prediction at all. You can just consistently react it. And I dash away. We just dash away, right? Which allows you to generally CS more, the more reactive you can be in your E. For example, say I have an Urgot in me and he has his E up, right? If I wanna auto-attack this, I need to command to last it, not to auto-attack. You wanna last it only against range champions, right? You need to command your champion to last it, right? To walk for it. And your mouse is backwards, and you're gonna press E when he presses E. If he doesn't press his E, you're just gonna click backwards, right? So like clicking is really important on Aatrox apparently, right? Knowing how to space correctly, of course, right? Now what else should I tell you guys? There is like an itemization guide, of course, you can go for. Like the general thing is usually either it's Gorelinker, there is like an Eclipse build, but I don't know enough about it to have an opinion, right? That Dance is a general second item, but you can also go Maw of Malamortius against if they have too many heavy AP champs, right? For example, in this game it might be actually better to go Maw, but Dead Dance is not bad either since they got like 3 AD champs, so you can get both Maw and Dead Dance in some games, that's completely fine, right? I personally like a lot Shirilla's Grudge second if you're looking to side lane, Black Cleaver is a really good thing. Usually Sherilda's Grudge is awesome on Aatrox. It provides a slow, right? It's more selfish. But Black Cleaver is better if you have like lethality champions in your team, because you penetrate their armor and they will burst really hard, right? So it can help a lot your AD champions. They don't even have to be lethality, right? Now what other things you can go for? You can go for Hullbreaker, Sherilda's Grudge, Black Cleaver, completely fine. Like these are the item options. You can even rush Hexdrinker in some matchups. Right? You don't even get Goredrinker, right? You rush Hexdrinker, first item, then you're gonna get Maw of Malamortius. You can do it against matchups like Rumble, for example, Mordekaiser, because you're gonna get a shield. It provides really good stats. 50 magic resist, 55 how much? 55 AD, 20 cooldown, really awesome. And it provides 12 Omnivamp when it procs, right? Also it provides a gigantic shield, so usually when your Maw procs, right, when your Maw of Malamortius procs, your ultimate is on, and your what else, your Conqueror is turned on, right, which generally means you're gonna get a 600-500 amount of shield, right, which means you're gonna stat check most of the AP champions, right. For example, I go Aatrox, right, Conqueror, General Runes, right. Also, I wanted to talk about Alacrity and not going for Alacrity, right? In some matchups, double tenacity is insane on Aatrox because it allows you to use your abilities way quicker to disengage, right? Or to counter something, right? So generally you wanna go double tenacity if they have a lot of CC. Against Jax, double tenacity is really good because after he stuns you, the stun won't last enough, which means you can counter attack really quick, right? So it's really good against champions where their CC is really dangerous, like Seth as well, right? It's way harder for him to get his whole combo off on you if you have double tenacity, right? So in here I'm gonna get like around like level 7, 6, 8, I don't even know. Depends how many kills you have, of course, how many plates. But at some point of the game you're gonna get your Maw of Malamortius, right? For example, I'm gonna level up. Let's get level 8 at level 9, level 8. I don't know exactly at what point you get it. It really depends at how much gold you have, right? For example, I first item it, right? Aatrox has a lot of base AD, by the way, as well. 94, right? That helps. So for example, I place down a practice dummy. Oh, actually I have to take my HP down all the way, right? Yeah, I have to take some tower shots to proc the item itself, right? Okay. Let's stack up Conqueror as well really quick, shall we? Yeah. And we get a 503 amount of shield, right? I mean, of course, like, if I have Conqueror on, you get a bit more, right? So now we get oh no, it's actually 503, right? It's 503, right? Which is a really high shield for a first item, right? That's insanely high. And it also gives you Omnivamp, which is really good in an extended fight, right? And the general stats are really insane and stat checky against AP champions, right? So it's kinda like gonna auto-win it, you know, like even if you are bad at Aatrox, it's kinda auto-wins it, you know. It kinda like auto-wins the matchup itself, right? So this is, I think, that people don't generally rush Maw of Malamortius, but I definitely think so. It has its place on the champion. I rushed it in some case scenarios, right? And I think it can totally work, right? Against AP champions mostly. So pretty much I had like a short guide that these are the things that I kinda like wanted to point out about the champion. That's it for now. Have a nice day, guys.